So at the risk of being too dramatic, let's imagine we've got a choice between being hateful or hopeful, how we spend our Sunday mornings, negativity and positivity, if we're alone in the woods or if we're engaged in meaningful social relationships. So just as there are lovely gardens, that choice is one I invite you into. Positive psychology is what I'm trained in as an organizational leadership, and when I think about what's possible ahead, it could be related to positive emotions, engagement, relationship, meaning, and accomplishment. So join me. Here we go. So today I'm in Nashville, Tennessee with springtime flowers, and we're in the Bible Belt, surrounded by more churches than you can imagine. When you look at Sunday mornings, and in America at least, you can look at it in one of two ways. These churches could be thought of as havens for people who share values and social identity. They reinforce the beliefs about this life or the next life. They also reinforce some negative or fearful worldviews, maybe some judgments about those who are a little bit less faithful. That's just one perspective. And to be clear, I was raised as a preacher's kid. So for the first 10 years of my life, I've witnessed the darker side of some churches. It's a possibility, just one perspective. So a second perspective is that churches can represent hope. And that Sunday mornings are weekly opportunities to embrace that hope or optimism, our capacity to collaborate, to congregate in love, peacefully. And that lighter perspective is embraced by billions of people, all variations of faith, celebrated in religious gatherings or rituals in every corner of the planet. So let's not forget that there are at least these two perspectives. Right, well, as you're learning, I'm a bit of a nerd, and a lot of these ideas are as old as Hippocrates and are reflected in this book I wrote in 2007 and sold pretty well. What I'm thinking about next is this last part of the title, positive psychology. Mental health and flourishing and thriving is something I've already described. A good book I've often endorsed is Seligman's 2011, I think, book called Flourish, because it encapsulates a lot of these ideas. So what is this PERMA model? P-E-R-M-A. You may see it more often ahead. Positive emotions are the choices we make about feeling good or not. Subjective well-being. It is the case that happier people are more productive, and that this is something that's free. We can choose it. That's the most subjective out of all of these. The E stands for engagement. The research on flow, in other words, stress and productivity, suggests that we can balance these two things, be fully engaged and not notice when time goes by, just like you're shooting basketball for hours and you don't know exactly what's occurred, or doing some research. Whatever you love to do, that's an example of being fully engaged. The R, relationships. We know from common sense, but also extensive research, that the quality and the quantity of our relationships defines our mental health. So the M, this is going to be hard to write, is meaning and purpose. Two words that are often used interchangeably, but the key question is, what gives you meaning? What's exciting? What's purposeful to you in life? And that leads to the accomplishment. Our two kids are grown and in college. That's one measure of my accomplishments in life. But there are many, right? And I think about accomplishments as whatever you think that's going to give you a sense of importance. So where am I going with all this? Well, this is not only subjective, it's free. All of us can develop these 5 domains. Positive emotions, totally subjective. Engagement, the extent to which I balance the choices in my life and I design my day. Relationships, meaning. So how do you do it? We work together. I work with individuals, I work with organizations. Not only are the assessments relatively inexpensive, but the return on investments pretty well confirmed. In coaching, over 500%. In some of the psychological capital research, over 200%. And I've been doing this since '97. Everything's been guaranteed. I invite you to give me a call There's my cell, 704-995-6647. There's a lot of blogs and a lot of information on action-learning.com. So let's work on the relationship thing. Give me a call. I'm done.